Across the river there's a woman I know. Sometimes I go there and I knock on her door. I said, baby, 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 let's waste some time. If you ain't got nothing better to do, let's waste some time. So often there's a girl's night out in the wee hours. She comes calling all right, saying, baby, 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 let's waste some time. So if you ain't got nothing better to do, let's waste some time. Chance you've been waiting for. It's the light coming through the cracks. When life shows an open door, come on, step through. A chance like the purest gold. Come on, come on. When life shows an open road, you know you should ride it. Forget what you've been told. The ride is open road. It's open road. It's open road. Boom, boom, that knock on your door is sounding further away. Don't lose sight, life was times before. This is now today. When life shows an open door, come on, shows an open door. Come on, step through. A chance like the purest gold. Come on, come on. And life is an open road. You know you should ride. Forget what you've been told. Ride this open road. This open road. This open road. This open road.
What's up, folks? It's Friday afternoon. This is different, right? We're doing an afternoon little streamer-rooney. Figured I'd do... I sometimes do an afternoon stream just, it gives the guys overseas a break from being so late at night when we're doing them, usually, the evenings. So it's I was off today, and I had to do a bunch of running around. I did go buy the pedal that we are giving away on Monday night. I can maybe show some of you guys that are here what that will be. I'll show you what it is. A Boss pedal. There it is. I'm not sure if you can tell what pedal that is, but you'll have to show up on Monday 7 o'clock if you want to win it. And yeah, I did a lot of running around today, getting stuff ready. Only a week away before, next Friday I leave for New Brunswick for Christmas holidays, so it's coming up fast. I was thinking of flying to New Brunswick because it is like a 13-hour drive for me, and in the winter that's always fun. But I think we're still planning on driving unless something changes on the weekend. We got to look at the weather for the next week and see what's going on. There was a couple of good deals on flights, but it's still going to be expensive compared to driving. It would probably cost, if we drive, we spend about, I don't know, $300 in gas or so, but if you fly, we're gonna have to spend $1,000 for two of us. So yeah, the joys of travel. Anyway, Joe Hervey, how's it going? First guy in. Bam, we do some streams for you to cater to your time zone, right? Hope that you're doing well. Lefty Mike, howdy. Quentin's got his pants on and he's joining us. That's always nice to hear. Hope you're doing well. I'm not sure if you got your procedure done yet, the one that that we don't need to speak about too much, but hope you're doing okay. Music Therapy Laz is in here. How's it going? Brad Miller, afternoon, my friend. You're not driving are you home or are you driving again? Brad always joins my show on Monday nights, but he's on his way home or something. He's always in the car. So I'm not sure what the situation is on a Friday afternoon for him, but well, that's cool that you're here. Let's see who else we've got in here. We've got Phil Mosley. How's it going, Phil? Again, it's a little bit more friendly time to stream for Phil. Alex Radford, how are you, Alex? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well this afternoon. And let me just get down. Dale Palmer, how's it going, Dale? Daniel Horsley, how you doing? And we got Janice. Hey, Janice. Janice is here for a little bit. That's nice. Johnny Bean, what's going on, Johnny Bean? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Charles Green. Got a lot of people in here. Santa Cruz in the house. Yeah, Johnny. Brad says he's not driving. He's in an office chair. That's cool. That's change up for you, right? Well, yeah, hope everybody's having a nice Friday afternoon. I'm not sure. A lot of people are probably still at work. I don't know. I had the day off, so it was nice. And I was going to do some recording, but I had to do a bunch of running around this morning, which took up most of my morning. And this afternoon, well, I figured I'd do a quick afternoon stream for you folks and do a little Q&A, some chatting, some playing, whatever it is that you guys are into. That's what we're going to do this afternoon. Did release a video today. I recorded it earlier in the week, but I've got about 4 videos in the schedule that are going to be coming out. So there's the one that I released that went live today, which is all about this guitar, the Fender Custom Shop Telly. And so if you haven't seen that, just go to the channel, give that a watch, give you all the details about this guitar and how it came to be. And yeah, so the other I've got a video coming out next week, and then one the following week, and then right up to New Year's there's going to be one per week. So so look for those. The next one after this, it's going to be featuring all the guitars that have made it into my studio this year. So we go over some of that, and then the one following it is kind of a year in recap video where we look back at 2019 as far as this channel and what the future plans are for my channels moving forward in 2020, and some of the projects that I'll be venturing on. So those videos will be coming out every one a week, and I think they come out on Thursdays or Fridays. The next one I think is on a Thursday it comes out. But anyway, keep an eye on that. If you're subscribed, then just hit the bell and then you'll be notified when something new comes up. Let's see. Johnny says, it's still morning in Cali. Yeah. Is it still raining in Cali? I know you guys got a lot of rain lately. Hopefully that's cleared up. And Music Therapy Laz was working. Well, that's not good. It's Friday afternoon. If you're still working, take off. Go take off early. You seem to be off work afternoons, if not the whole day. Well, Dale, I'm usually working from home on Thursdays. That's my kind of work from home days is Thursdays. That's when I do all the editing for the college as far as the video stuff. And I start pretty early. I start around 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. So by 3 o'clock, I'm usually done. So if I'm home, I'll basically try to go on. But today was a full day off. I just took a vacation day that I had some vacation days left over. I have to take them before a certain time. Otherwise, I lose them if I don't use them up before the end of the year. So I had a couple left, so I picked a couple of Fridays and took those days. That's how that goes, if you're interested in knowing that. Let's see. What else? And Johnny, I'm sorry. I was really sorry to hear about your dog Howie. That really sucks, man. But I hope you're doing well, and that as time goes, you get back to some normalcy. I'm not sure if you're getting another dog or what, but it's never easy. That's for sure. I had dogs before, and I don't have one currently, but I remember having to lose a couple, and it was not I'm very sensitive when it comes to animals. It's really, really bad, so it's probably a good thing that I don't have one because at some point, that happens. Let's see. I saw somebody else in here. Charles Green, how are you? Gussie, what's going on, Gussie? Nice to see Gussie. Haven't seen you in a live stream for a little bit. I see you here and there, but thanks. And I see you commented on some of my videos, which is always appreciated. Thank you very much. Hank Hill, how's it going, Hank? So we've got a bunch of people. If you got any questions for me regarding anything that I can answer, just tag me in the chat, and I'll be glad to address that. Let's see. Charles Gussie, there we go. Yeah, so Johnny's saying he's not going to get another dog, but have Ned the cat. Yeah, Ned looks like he's a pretty cool cat. That's for sure. So it's good that at least that you've got a pet. I don't know Can you take Ned in the car and go places with him, or is he a cat that I remember I used to have cats and they didn't like as soon as you put them like anywhere in a car they would freak. The ones that I had anyway, they didn't really they didn't really like that if you had to take them. I think that's because they think they're going to the vet or something, because that's the experience. That's the only time we would take him in the car for when I was a kid anyway. And they didn't like that, so I don't know. Maybe all cats are like that, or just some of them. I'm not sure. But maybe yours is cool with it, and you can take them places. That'd be cool. I want a wah pedal. Just saying, oh, Joe. We had a vote on Monday to see what the pedal giveaway was going to be for the final show of 2019, which is happening Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. And everybody picked a drive pedal, or the majority picked a drive pedal of some sort. So it's not a wah that we're giving away, but we are giving away a Boss pedal. I'm not going to tell you which one, but I just said it's a drive pedal, so I guess it's something like that. But anyway, yeah, tune in on Monday night and you get a chance to win it. I haven't decided on how we're going to approach the contest or anything. It'll be something cool that we can do. Be pretty much random type of, maybe one of these number things or a wheel or something that I can get online that we can use. No car rides for Ned. Maybe a chicken or two. Gotcha, Johnny. Gotcha. Dr. Guitars, how's you doing, brother? You're still in the morning too, I think. He's in Arizona, so I'm going through a different system. Well, different system. This camera here that you're looking at, this angle is plugged in through a different box, and it's going. So I don't know. It seems to work okay, but I'm still getting that focusing issue that I'm seeing here, which is kind of annoying. I might change that. Might put it on to manual and just see if I can. But anyway, we'll leave it for now. Let's see. Hey, there's Guitar Hack. How are you? Are you done work, Guitar Hack? Let's see. I'm going to try to... I don't know if I want to fuss with that camera right now. Let's see what else we've got. Yeah, Johnny Bean is going to be a guest on Live Wires this coming Monday. I'm going to change that guitar that camera or not change it, but change it to manual so that it doesn't do this focus thing that it's kind of. I'm watching my screen to see what it's doing, and it's annoying. Hold on. We'll get back to the Live Wires show in a second here. All right, am I in focus? That's not it. Focus here. Looks like I'm in focus. If I do that, am I in focus here? Nope, I got to do it the other way. All right, that's good enough. Yeah, so I was saying, the Live Wires show on Wednesday was really good. And we had the Tone King on there, and he reached the 100,000 subscriber mark, which is really cool. Congrats to the Tone King on that. And I think this coming Wednesday, we've got Johnny Bean coming up on the Live Wires show, so that'll be fun. So get ready, Johnny. I don't know if you know much about the Live Wires show, but... get ready. We'll just put it at that. Joe Hervey says, Brian, yeah, I voted number one I really want to pick one up myself. I was on Reverb today over here. I'm sure you can find a wah pedal at a decent price somewhere. Chicken Guitars, what's going on? Nice to see you. Great, great couple of videos you posted this week. And your cover of the Hallelujah song was awesome. Always nice to see that. Hacks here, dear Lord, yeah. Let's see. Well, if anybody wants to donate a wad to Joe Hervey, I think Joe Hervey would be very appreciative. See, I'm trying to help you, Joe. Let's see. See if I can find. Quentin says, nice telly. Couldn't afford a new guitar. No, I had to get the one that they dragged in back of the shed there for a few days and left it out there for a year or so. And so that one I could pick up, and that's what I got. Let's see. Need a white piece of paper. Yeah, well, this camera here is not like it's basically a mirrorless camera with a interchangeable lens and everything. So it's just a setting I need to set in there that it makes it less sensitive, because every time I move a little bit, it would focus stack. And but yeah, even if I did the piece of paper thing, it would focus on that, and then I would come out, it would focus on me, but then it still hunts a little bit. It's just a setting I need to fix in it. Sometimes it works really well, but sometimes it's a little finicky. Dr. Guitars wants to take some credit for the... Yeah, I'm sure you guys had an impact on getting him some new subscribers that night, because, who knows? That's a different audience, and sometimes that helps, and it spreads the word, and he was close to that. I don't know if he reached it that night or it was a couple of days after, but it's pretty cool. That's a pretty big achievement. There we go. Yeah. Joe Hervey spent all morning looking for the wah. Got my first wah pedal a few months ago, and I'm still enjoying the Explorer. See, I'm not a big... Well, I like using a wah, because I got the Helix, and it's got one, and I usually put one in all my patches that I make for the Helix. I always put a wah right in the front so that I have it there and I can use it, but I don't use it as much as you'd think, having one there. But I think it's because my Helix is under my desk, and I just kind of use it as I don't really use it as a floorboard. I kind of set my patches through the computer, and I just run my sound and do it that way, and I don't often go for the wah that much. But I do like it. I mean, it's fun, and it sounds great, but I guess I never really used one. When I played bass, I had a wah for a while, and I was in a Metallica tribute band for probably two and a half years in Toronto, when we were just getting ready to form Smeer. The singer and myself played in this Metallica tribute band, and I had a wah because I was doing some Cliff Burton stuff, and it was pretty cool. It was fun to use, but I didn't use it that much. But as a guitar player, I don't tend to use too much of it, but I'd like to do more of it, because when I do use it, I enjoy it, but it's just, I guess I don't reach for it that much. But yeah, that Metallica tribute was a lot of fun back in the, when year would that be? That would have been 90, 93, 94, 95, in that general area. And yeah, we did tons. Well, we did all the stuff they did up to that point, basically. A lot of the old stuff more than the newer stuff, for sure. And Justice and back, we did some stuff off the Black album, but stuff that came after the Black album, we never, did a few of them, not very many. Hey, there's Hank Hillhass. Hey, Brian, do you know if Fender sells that single coil pickup separately, or is it I don't know if the Fender Custom Shop sells the Custom Shop pickups separately. I know that Gibson apparently does not. So if you buy an R9 and you like those pickups and you'd like to buy just the pickups and put them in another guitar, I don't think that's available. But I'm not too sure if Fender does offer that. Maybe I think Dr. Guitars just answered you here. They don't have it on the website, or at least not yet. It would be Gen 5. Yeah, well, the one that's in this, basically, it's custom shop hand wound. Well, I can look at the page here to tell you exactly what it's called. Let's see. It's called a hand-wired crushed Blackguard Telly pickup. So that's what you gotta look for if you're looking for this specific one. And I don't know if they do sell them separately or if you can only get them if you buy a custom shop or not. But that's something you could look into. I can tell you right now that it's an amazing pickup. I mean, I haven't played a single coil pickup since I played a lot of guitars in the last 2 years, and I played a couple that had single coils, and just nothing was able to. Yeah, it's really nice. I like that pickup a lot, and you can play anything from, the country picking, or you can do the AC/DC stuff, like. And I've got a patch that's not using a whole lot of drive, and I'm actually got my EP booster going through the Helix right now, and I've got that switched on. For this patch, I found it worked really well, because I can put the EP booster if I want that extra drive like I have now. Or if I hit it, then I get, it's still got a little bit of, if I pick hard, you'll still hear a little dirt. But a lot less, but you can do more. Right? So it's definitely an awesome pickup. It's got a lot of versatility, and when I'm recording and stuff, I like it a lot because it stacks well with a humbucker, like my R9 pickup or something like that. It really adds another dimension to the frequency levels, and when you're stacking guitars in a track, it sits really well within that, and it really thickens up the sound. So yeah. But yeah, as far as your question, Hank Hill, I'm not sure. I can check in, well, I'm sure anybody can find out for you. But I think Dr. Guitar says he hasn't seen it there. Let's see. 6 flat pole pieces on the bridge or staggered. If it's 50s, it should be flat. Yeah, flat. Well, I don't know if you can see that. See if I can bring the guitar up a little bit. Here, is that? I don't know if the reflection is. Can you see it? Dr. Guitars, I'm not sure. It's hard to trying to find an angle that. Oh man, no. Let's see. Chuck Booth, how's it going, Chuck Booth? Nice to see you. You can find anything on the internet, yeah. Hey, there's Trash Metal. Will it Slayer? It will if I knew how to play Slayer. Not with this patch. I'd have to change the patch on the Helix to get me that more metal stuff. Let me see if I got a something dialed up here for metal. This could be interesting. This is the Rev amp. And let's go to Crunch. I don't know this stupid song. I can never do it because I keep mixing two songs. So it can metal, that's for sure. Not that I do any Slayer very well. Let me see. Where do we? Well, okay, where did I leave off here on the chat? Yeah, they're flat poles. Yes. It can do Rush in metal sound. See how versatile this thing is? Dale says, do you ever play any country? I've never written anything country style. I'm more of a blues rock type of player, but I have jammed along with country. As I'm learning some of these modes, right? I'm getting into all the modal playing and scales and stuff, and some of the modes like a Mixolydian and Lydian modes really are that southern rock country-ish type of feel. So I do put on some country tracks sometimes as I'm practicing these modal scales and stuff. And yeah, it's interesting because it's not something that I've ever done too much of it. I've heard a lot of it, obviously. So as I'm playing and I'm seeing how these modes are working and how they actually have their own flavor, and for certain types of music, how they really fit well. And it's fun. I enjoy it, but it's not something I'm very, very comfortable with as far as that goes, country. But I definitely appreciate some of these players that are in country and some of the songs that are out there, because I've tried to do some of the more, that Vince Gill stuff is really, I was pretty shocked seeing some of the stuff that he was playing. But yeah, it's fun. I enjoy it. I don't know if I'll be writing any country type of music in the future as I get back into recording and writing my own music. I'm sure I can throw in some stuff that might have that flavor, but full on country, I don't think so. But hey, you never say never. Quentin says, I need to send you my glassy Helix setting. Oh yeah, definitely. I've got to send this patch. I got a couple of patches that Brian Stewart had asked me about, so I got to send. I keep forgetting to send that off to him, so I will do that this weekend for sure. Let's see. Yeah, Chuck Boot says living the dream. I don't know. It's just living. I know that's not the riff. It kind of sounded like that. What's that song, Quentin? Freebird. Oh, please. I'm not allowed to play Freebird or Stairway to Heaven, apparently. That seems to be the rule online, so... let's see, Skynyrd. Yes, oh, I love Skynyrd. Skynyrd is one of my favorite bands, and they use a lot of the Mixolydian scale type of mode, that's for sure. And I always, I jammed along with their stuff. I was basically using a lot more pentatonic, which they use a lot of, but Mixolydian is definitely a huge flavor in that type of music. And when I was practicing some of the other Skynyrd songs that I had not played before, I noticed that they were using that mode that before I couldn't figure out, or I wasn't cluing in that it was even that. But learning the modes has really changed a lot of stuff for me as far as when I'm playing and when I'm listening to music and I'm hearing it, I'm actually able to say, okay, now I know what's going on here, and I know. So, yeah, it's definitely worth diving in and taking the time to practice that stuff and start to get it into your head, because it took me a long time to even understand what the hell was going on with modes, and it wasn't easy. It was just something that once I heard or somebody explained it online. It was actually Jared Dines that I was, is it Jared Dines? I think it's Jared Dines. It's the guy with the long blonde hair, and he teaches online, and I watched one of his videos where he was talking about it, and the way he explained it and how he put it all together, that for some reason clicked to me, and then I started to really understand it. And then as I dove deeper, then I started to really understand what they were and how they were used and how they sat with the regular scale, like the different degrees of the same scales and stuff. So I'm not good at explaining it, and I wasn't good at understanding it when people were actually trying to teach me. But once I get it, then I'm good. But it takes me a while, I guess, for certain things. Know any Boston? I probably do. To refresh my memory, I'm not sure. Is that Boston or is that 38 Special? Some of these bands, they blend into my... When I hear a song, sometimes I think it's Boston, or it's actually somebody else in that same genre of music, so... Yeah, Steve Stein. Yeah, that's who it was. I really like his teaching method. For some reason, it connects with me and I can follow it a lot better. And I don't know what it is. Sometimes I watch, and there's great teachers and great guitarists online that give lessons. But everybody's different in the way you learn and what really sticks with you and the style that the teacher is. And for me, he was kind of, for modes anyway. That's 38 Special, is it? Yeah, so Boston. Name a Boston song, like a really popular one, and maybe that'll come into my head. The modes are all the same scale, the same shape, just a beginning. Yeah, exactly. It's just a different degree of the scale, right? But I was even doing that wrong for a while. Like even after I kind of clued in on what they were, how I was playing them to a track, I wasn't doing it properly. Now I understand where, you started there. Like, let's say I'm doing A Mixolydian or something. I know what the shape is and how it, like all that stuff. Now I understand how to put it together, and I can hear the different sounds. So if I'm playing something Phrygian, I know when I hear it now what that is like. So stuff like that, there's really a flavor to every mode and how they sound. So that's starting to register for me now, which is really cool when that starts to happen, because when you hear something, or even when you're writing something and you have the song in your head, like the main riff, but you want a certain flavor for maybe the solo or for a harmony part or something like that, I know what Phrygian is and I know what Dorian will do, and I can apply it now, which before I was playing by ear and I was just doing it like, okay, this feels okay. Let me try this. Let me try that. Didn't really understand it. Now it's cool to understand it and to actually put it in practice. So just a fun part of the journey, I guess, getting back into music and actually trying to be a guitarist and seeing where that takes you, right? So it's just about having fun and doing stuff that you enjoy. So let me see. Just trying to follow the chat here. If you have anything that you want to throw up there, go right ahead. Yeah, so there was a video that I released today, which was if you're interested in knowing more about this guitar and how it came to be and a little bit more information about it, check that out. I think it's a 9-minute video or something like that. With some sound clips in there. And then there's a video coming out next week that I'll feature all the guitars that have made it into my studio for 2019 and why they're here and how I ended up in that with the ones that I do have. And then the video coming out after Christmas, I think it's a couple of days after Christmas, will be kind of a year-end recap, and it'll have a lot of information about what I want to be doing in 2020, some of the projects that I have lined up, and I'll look back at 2019 to kind of discuss how that went and what we've done and, that kind of video. When I'm away during Christmas, I don't know if I'll have a chance to do a live stream or something like that, but if I do, I will definitely do that, and we can have just a quick live stream or a chat or something if you're interested in that. But I don't know. It all depends on where I am as far as, internet-wise and everything else and what's going on schedule-wise. Guitar Hack says he might go on tonight for fun if anyone... Yeah, for sure, man. It's always good if somebody from the community goes on. Like what I usually like to do is I go online, I have a quick look to see if there's anything going on. If I see that nobody's streaming or anything, nothing's going on, then... if I am not doing anything and I want to jump on like I did this afternoon is what I do. So, and the afternoon ones are kind of cool to do every once in a while because like I said earlier, it gives a chance to the people that are overseas to be in a little bit more normal time zone and not so late. So, And these ones are more off the cuff. Just let's just chat and talk about guitars and music or whatever. They're not really, there's not a really programmed agenda or anything of that nature. So again, here's the pedal we're giving away. I'm not going to show what it is. It is, well, it won't focus because well, there you go. You know it's a Boss. So we've got a Boss pedal that we're giving away on Monday night. So definitely tune in to that. It'll be Monday night, 7 o'clock. So probably doing the draw, halfway through the show when I know everybody's in, and we're doing that. I'm not sure what the process will be on basically how somebody will win it, what the contest will be, if it's just going to be a random draw, if I can think of something more interesting over the weekend than just a regular random thing, then I'll do that. Yeah, Dr. Guitars, it's a Boss. DS1. No, it's not a DS1. No, it's not MZ2. It's a drive pedal, so everybody knows that. Everyone looks busy. The Boss is here. Yep. Blues Driver. No. It's not a tuner. BD2? No. You'll have to tune in on Monday to figure out what it is. Everybody's putting their guesses in. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You have to tune in on Monday. That's the whole point of that's my marketing genius, to get people to show up on Monday. Yeah. Boss Ultra Professional Standard. It's a custom shop pedal. Maybe we can say it's a custom shop pedal. Chicken Guitars says, I thought I closed this live stream when I went to do the dishes, but you've been jamming in my coat pocket. Oh, God. Oh, there you go. You can take me everywhere. See, Chicken Guitars? I can entertain you. Custom shop. Yeah, it's a pretentious boss pedal. If you're into custom shop pretentious boss pedals, show up on Monday, 7 o'clock Eastern, and have a chance to win it. There you go. Gussie Wells says you have the voice, perhaps podcast is your thing. Yeah, maybe I should do podcasting. I don't know. Joyo has a pocket metal pedal. Yeah, Joyo makes good stuff. But yeah, this isn't a Joyo. This is a Boss. I didn't see any Joyo. I went up to Barrie at a local mom and pop shop that I usually go to when, well, they don't sell like the high end like custom shop stuff, but they sell Gibson, Fender, and all that other stuff. And I like to give them some business, so I went up there today and talked to the guys. They're really nice guys and everything, so that's where I got the pedal. And they were like, "Oh my God, you do a show on?" So now they're going to tune in on YouTube. Because I never told them I did that. They've known me, well, since a couple of years now, since I've gotten back into music. I go up there every time I'm up in that area and stop in. I've bought a few guitars from them, when I got back into music, but I don't have those guitars anymore. I've sold or traded those, but they're really cool people. So I like to support them as much as I can when I can. But Cosmo, sometimes it's just the place that I go to more because they have the stuff that I'm looking for that some other places don't have, and they've been really good to me too as far as sales guys. And Kroger called. All right, Quentin, be safe out there at Kroger. We know it can be a crazy place. All right, let me get out of the rev. That rev sounds pretty good, eh? And I haven't played that one for a long time. Let me go back to my telly. See, that's some country, right? That sounded like country. So I can do that stuff, but I just can't do all the how does that go? I don't know how they do that chicken picking. There you go. That's pretty much my extent of the country style that I can play or that I know anything about. I wish I could do that chicken picking stuff though, because it's pretty cool. What I do is I would do the chicken picking style, but I would add a bunch of dirt on top of it to give it its own, a little bit of an edge to it. But there we go. Seek and Destroy, longtime favorite. Got like 3 covers of it. Yeah, Seek and Destroy, man. That was that's an awesome song, and that album itself, Kill 'Em All, was pretty huge as a kid when I was growing up. It was a huge influence on me musically, that's for sure. Have you ever been to House Guitars? You know what? The funny thing about House Guitars in Rochester, back when I was doing the band, the Smeer band, and we had a record company out of New York. It was an independent record company called Ass 9 Records. The name is funny, but they were actually an independent record, like a small indie label that had backing from Capitol. So they had signed us to a 2-album deal. Well, development deal, they called it. And so part of that deal was that we were going to do the videos. We recorded 2 videos, like professional videos and stuff, down in Boston. So they were covering all that. And so we stayed at one of the owners, the guy who owned the record company. We stayed at his house, and he was in Rochester. And for the video, because we didn't want to bring all our gear down there because we had to cross the border and all that stuff. So that's always interesting. But we needed, some Marshall stacks, and I wanted to have a couple Ampeg cabinets and stuff. So we actually went to the House of Guitars, and the record company actually rented a bunch of gear from them, and we put it all in a U-Haul. Like they had a U-Haul down there in New York when we met up with them, and we went to the House of Guitars in Rochester, put all the gear in, and then we drove down to Boston, and then we did the 2 videos. So yeah, that was my introduction to the House of Guitars in Rochester. What a place! I don't remember it that much, like because I've only been there that one time, but it was pretty impressive, and we got to talk to the owner. And they were talking about when Metallica was there in the early days, and some pretty cool stories about that stuff. So that's my story about the House of Guitars stuff. So that was my connection to it. But it is a cool place. I'm assuming it's still there and it's still operational. I haven't, like I said, this would have been back in 2004, I think, was when we did the videos, and we went down there for that purpose. Get your hybrid picking out to chicken pick. Yeah, it's a whole different world, that chicken picking stuff. I sometimes do like, so I do some stuff with my pick where I use my fingers and the pick together, but I'm not, I can do it when I'm doing just slow kind of runs, but stuff like that. But if I was doing like fast runs like some of the country guys do, that's a whole other level. But, in practice, you never know. Someday, if I pick my nose, is that chicken picking? It could be chicken guitars. That could be a new name for it. Oregon Steve, what's going on? Oregon Steve, the telly is treating me very well. I'm really, really enjoying it. I've been playing a lot of it. Like I said, I was recording about a week ago, and I recorded a song. Haven't finished it yet, but I'm still in the process. But most of it was done on the telly, and then I always use my Les Pauls for different tracks on it. But yeah, I've been using the telly quite a bit. I'm really enjoying it. I like the NECA on it a lot, and I find it sounds really cool. So, but I was playing the R9 a lot last night. I was working on, again, the modes and stuff. So I kind of dedicate a couple hours here and there during the week to just sit and just keep drilling that into my head as far as the modes, some shapes, some patterns, and things that I really want to get under my fingers really well. So, but I had the R9 last night. I was doing a bunch of stuff with that. Actually, while I think Guitar Hack was on, I was kind of listening in and watching at the same time and running. I don't know if that's the best thing to do. Maybe you should be concentrating on just doing the scales and not watching TV or anything, but it worked well. Let's see. And I heard Satan Zanus is going on tour pretty soon, so look out for that. Hey, Joe Irby, you're welcome. Anytime. Thanks for jumping in. I'm getting a phone call from the United Kingdom. Oh my God. United Kingdom. Who the hell is calling me from the... Phil Mosley, did you get my number? Hold on. Let me just... Look, I'm not kidding. It says United Kingdom. Oh, there it goes. What's a +44? So the number is +44560109, and then no, it's something else, some other numbers. So I think Phil is trying to call me. Phil Mosley, are you trying to call me? I do scales when watching TV. Music Therapy Laz says, yeah, it's always good to have a guitar, just, if you're sitting around just watching something or listening to something and just kind of go through some patterns and some scales and some chords just to keep it, fresh. I find if I don't play for a couple of days and then I pick it up, I'm just like, I just feel better playing a little bit every day anyway. Steve, hey man, you probably answered this a million times, but what is your guitar chain into the PC? Oh yeah, Oregon Steve, I'm using a Helix. So the Helix is plugged into my interface, and that's going through just a Yamaha mixer. Essentially, you don't even need the mixer. You could just use like if you have a digital modeler or even a straight mic from an amp into an audio interface. And the audio interface that I'm using is basically, it's a Universal Audio. It's the Apollo Twin, and it has plugins in there too. So essentially, even not having the Helix, if I just had that interface, I could go directly my guitar into that, and I could load up an amp plugin or something of that nature, and it would be the same. But my setup here in the studio is I run through a Helix into my interface, and then that interface goes through a mixer, and then the mixer is basically feeding everything, like the streaming software and all that fun stuff. It's a little, my setup is a lot more complicated than it needs to be as far as that goes. So if somebody is sitting at home going, I don't have a mixer, I don't have this, I don't have that, you don't need all that. You definitely need a good interface, I think, in my opinion. And then you can plug, you can mic a cabinet and go into your interface, or you could, get a modeler or something of that nature and that go into an interface. The cool thing about the Universal Audio interfaces, whether it's the Apollo Twin or just the Apollo, they've got different ones. You get a couple of good plugins that they actually sell, like they sell like the Marshall plugin or the Friedman plugin and stuff, and it sounds really, really good. So essentially, you could get away with just using that. And then basically whatever streaming software, you have to use a good streaming software though. I see some guys, like, I don't know why Pete Thorne, like, this guy is an amazing player. He's got tons of followers and everything, and I watch his live streams, and he's just using Google, like what Google Hangouts used to be, or the YouTube, whatever. Like, you can't play through that stuff. It sounds like crap. Like, if you play guitar, it sounds like all compressed underwater type of stuff. The only reason my guitar sounds the way it does, like, it doesn't sound like all that. Like it sounds in my headphone. It doesn't sound different to you guys, because when I listen back to my streams, I can see that it sounds all right. And that's because I'm going through dedicated software for streaming. I'm using Live Stream Studio, but if you're using OBS, you're going to get the same type of thing. If you're using like there's a couple of different ones, but things like StreamYard and the stuff that's browser based, Ecamm, I believe, and if you're using the Google browser one, like I don't even know what that is, but that's what Pete Thorne uses, and you're plugging in like a guitar into an interface or a Helix or something, and you're going through that interface, like the browser, like StreamYards or something, it's going to sound like shit. It just is. There's no way around it. It's just the compression that these software programs use. So you have to use a dedicated program like either OBS or this, or Wirecast is another one. And then in that software, you just route your audio. So it has an audio channel, my software here, and I can actually see the levels and everything of that nature. And for some reason, that doesn't get all compressed and sound like shit online when you're going through the YouTube live streaming. So, yeah, and I still, to this day, I don't understand why Pete Thorne hasn't figured that out, because he should. Because he's a great player, and I mean, he's got a huge audience, and you'd think that if he's going to be going live, I know he goes live just to kind of answer questions and so forth, but sometimes he'll pick up the guitar and he'll want to show something, which is cool, or he'll want to demo a pedal live or something like that. And he's just not using the right system. So that's a kind of a long, I guess, answer to your question, Oregon Steve, about my setup, but hope that helps. Music Therapy Lad, says Brian. You all do know about the pedal show secret stealth sale today? No, I didn't know that. I didn't know they were having such a thing. One of 31. How is it going? Pete is an awesome player, but I get the impression he isn't very tech savvy. Yeah, I know he isn't, but you know what? It's you don't really need to be that tech savvy to do it, to be honest with you, because he's already doing it. Like, he's already streaming, so he knows how to hook up a camera, and he knows how to hook up a mic because you can hear him. He's just not using the right software. Like, he's just going browser based and hitting go live instead of loading up a piece of software and just configuring it. And if you don't know how to do it, then you just go online and it shows you step by step. Here's how you configure OBS, and you do it once. And once your setup is done, you don't have to touch it again. When you go live, you'll open up the same session and you just go live. I don't think it takes that much, know-how. Like, and if he doesn't, I'm sure he's got tons of friends that do this. RJ I guess he knows RJ really well. He knows, what's the other guy that he hangs out with sometimes? Or his name's, what the hell? Session guitarist guy there. Can't remember his name now. That's what happens when you get old, folks. I mean, he's got other people that he's friends with, that he's been on their shows with. That Marty from whatever his name is there. He could talk to them and say, come to my studio one day and just set me up, and then he'd be done. And so it's just, but I know he's busy and he's got a lot of stuff. But if you've got that, I don't even have a huge following. I'm just doing this for fun, and I feel it's important if you've got a guitar or music related channel to basically know that part of it anyway, and to deliver good sound, because it's what you're all about. Like, this is why you're there. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me. He doesn't have much time. He needs interns. Yeah. Marty Schwartz. Yeah, a.k.a. Marty Music would help him. Absolutely. Tim Pierce. That's who I was talking about. Yeah, Tim Pierce. Basically, they're good friends. They've done shows together in the past, and so all these guys are already doing that. They're using stuff like OBS or Wirecast, or maybe they're using the same stuff I'm using, which is Live Stream Studio. So they would just have to go there for an afternoon, or even just do a Skype call with him and walk him through it, basically. And it would take less than an hour, and he'd be all set up. And every time he goes live on Sunday, you would just load up that software and off you go, and you're done. What time is it? It's 3:37. Yeah, so we've been going for an hour. If you guys got any last minute questions here, just pop them in the chat. If you have anything you want to talk about, discuss. Again, there was no agenda this afternoon. It was just a quick stream just to kind of fill some time and to chat and give guys over the other side of the world a better time period to watch a stream and to participate in a stream, I guess I should say. So, but yeah, so the weekend is, I'm going to be doing some recording this weekend because I do have some time set aside to do that, because I definitely need to get some stuff figured out and keep working on those modes and those scales that I really want to get, to know really well. It helps when you're writing music too, because when you can apply some theory around it, it seems to open up a whole new set of options. So that's what I'll be doing. I wasn't, like I said, I went to the music store today to pick up that pedal, and again, here it is. It's the Boss pedal that we'll be giving away on Monday. If you haven't checked out the video today that came out for this, check it out. It's on my channel. What else is there? Christmas is just around the corner, so that'll be fun. NAMM is just, NAMM is exactly about a month away, so that's coming up real quick. So I'm going to have to get my stuff together for that. WANA 31, you must be 5 hours behind me. I'm yeah, you're in the future. What's it like 5 hours ahead? Hey, there's John, CN 8800. How's New Brunswick? Is it snowing in New Brunswick? Because I got to go to New Brunswick in a week, and I'm not looking forward to that drive. I always love going there. It's just in winter, it's a stupid time, and when you get to that Quebec area, if you get any whiteouts or snow, it's like, oh my God, hold on, pucker up. Let's see, supposed to rain cats and dogs tomorrow, but other than that, it's cold. Okay. Well, maybe the rain can get rid of all the snow. So by the time I get on the road next week, it's not so bad. It's supposed to rain here tomorrow too, so. Let's see, all my streams sounded like scheist, except one when I plugged my pedal directly in and had no voice mic. Oh, yeah. Well, if you got an interface, plug your guitar directly in, at least you'll get that. But your software that you use to stream is a huge part of it, because it's how it sends the audio out to YouTube, and you need something like an OBS or Wirecast or something like that to really handle that part of it. Am I the only one disappointed with the lower discounts of Black Friday, Xmas? Yeah, I didn't see that. I mean, I got a great deal when I bought this at Cosmo. They were like 15% off all store for that Friday. Was pretty good. That was on anything. So you know, when you consider we pay 13% tax here on everything, so we basically save the tax and a couple of percent off. Especially when you're buying a high dollar item such as a custom shop guitar or something. That was a pretty good savings, but I didn't see a whole lot of other places that were offering like crazy deals, like some other music stores that I follow. They had some little specials here and there, but nothing crazy. I don't think there's a huge margin on a lot of this stuff, so unless the store like Cosmo basically is a huge store, so they probably buy a hell of a lot of stuff during the year, so they probably get it better margins and they can offer better discounts, I suppose, than your mom and pop shops and stuff, things of that nature. So Thrash Metal says, thinking about using my 4-track cassette recorder as a mixer for mic and guitar into the PC. Yeah, you'd have to try it. I don't know if it'll work. Sometimes you can just go and buy a regular USB mixer. Something cheap, like a 4-channel thing or whatever, and that'll work really well too. But again, it really comes down to using something like OBS. Once you got your mixer and your whatever you're using for your guitar sound plugged into your mixer, your interface or whatever, that has to go into the streaming software, and then that sends it out to YouTube in a proper way. So, Wanda 31, I'm in South Wales. Oh, that's where you are. I was wondering where you were at. Phil and Johnny stream later. Okay, yeah, that's right. Phil, what's his name? McKnight. Yeah, he's going on soon, so got to check that out. Something like the Scarlett too. Yeah, Dr. Guitars. I actually have a Scarlett as well, but I use the Apollo mainly. I use the Scarlett. That was my old interface. I just got the Apollo probably 2 months ago. But I still use my Apollo I kind of run, it's a weird setup. I'm not even going to go into it here, but I kind of run another feed into that, and it feeds into the software. Like it's a whole, like I said, I overcomplicate things sometimes, but the Focusrite stuff is really good. And for the price, I think it's well priced for what you get. The Universal Audio stuff is awesome, but you do pay a little bit of a premium for that stuff, but it's really, really good. Let's see. Well, I think I'm going to sign off. I don't think there's much going on other than that as far as I can tell you today. And I know there's some other folks going live here in another hour or so, like Phil McKnight. And I think Zim's Guitars usually goes live as well after Phil, so look out for him. We've got Johnny tonight, and maybe Guitar Hack will go live tonight, he said, as well, so look for that. And, we'll chat in some of those shows if you're attending some of those streams. And again, Monday night, 7 o'clock, pedal giveaway. It's a Boss pedal. I haven't told you what the Boss pedal is. It is a drive pedal, so if you're into that, show up at 7, and we'll give that away to some lucky viewer, listener, whatever you're called. And what else is there? Yeah, check out the video that I posted today regarding the custom shop here, and the other videos that'll be coming out in the next couple of weeks. I've got 2 or 3 that'll be released at the end of next Thursday, and after Christmas there's one coming out. So keep an eye out for that. And if I'm assuming most of you guys are subscribed to me, hit the bell so that you get the notification if I do go live during the time that I'm away. But I'll let everybody know ahead of time if I can. Rick Hefner, how's it going? I'm just signing off. And other than that, have a great weekend. Hopefully it's the weather and stuff is okay. And I hope everybody's ready for Christmas. That's going to be fun. I enjoy Christmas. It's just sometimes it's like, especially for us, because all our family is in New Brunswick, which is like 13 hours away, and so we kind of drive over there and bring a bunch of stuff. But it's always fun, we have a great time while we're there. And if I can go live before Christmas or something, I will do that. But Monday night for sure. And I can't think of anything else. So I hope that you guys have a great weekend. We will definitely see you on some other streams, I'm sure. Take care and get out there and play some guitar. You know what they say, you only live once, right? So enjoy it. And yeah, that's about it, folks. Thanks for joining me today. And there was something else I wanted to say, but I can't remember it, so I guess I'm going to leave it there. Take care, folks. Have a great day. Thanks for joining me, and we will talk to you next time.